Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. My name is BUDIHARJO SYAHRANI. My register number A1M219029. Today we are going to study two English prepositional expression, despite and in spite of. Okay, now we are going to talk about the difference between the phrase in spite of and the word despite. First of all, a couple of facts about these two. They are considered to be prepositional expressions, the meaning of which is similar to the meaning of although or even though. Despite and in spite of are more common in writing than in speaking. In addition, despite is a teeny bit more formal. In spite of and despite express a contrast between two things. For example, he got the job in spite of his prison record. So, he had a prison break, but he still got the job. There's a contrast here, and you can also say he got the job despite his prison record. Notice that you write in spite of as three words and you never use of with despite. Now we know that despite plus noun, in spite of plus noun. And I'll give an example. Despite a thorough investigation, no trace of Mr. Black has been found. So there was a thorough investigation, but it didn't help. So you can also say in spite of a thorough investigation, apart of from being used with nouns. These two expressions, despite and in spite of, can be used with gerunds. Gerunds, that is a verb with the ending ing. For example, he was very fast in spite of being terribly overweight. In spite of being. Being is a gerund here. They were late despite living in plenty of time. Remember, you're not supposed to use these expressions with that clause. So, don't use a that clause after despite or in spite of. Instead, you need to say in spite of the fact that or despite the fact that. So, you need to add the noun, the fact. For example, she went to Spain despite the fact her doctor had told her to rest, and he hired his friend in spite of the fact that he had no experience whatsoever. Anyway, that's it. I hope that now you know everything you need about these two prepositional expressions, in spite of and despite. So, once again, remember that you need to use the word despite alone. There is no need to use the preposition of. Simply, despite the fact, despite overheating, despite bad weather, and so on. And you use in spite of as three words, and there's always a within this expression. So, that is from me. Thank you. Wabillahi taufiq walhidayah. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.